From the Presidential Palace, Manila, Dateline Malacañang.
Good day. This is Dateline Malacañang. Philippine President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. on Monday welcomed Malaysian Foreign Minister Dato Seri Utama Haji Muhammad bin Haji Hassan in Malacañang during the latter's courtesy call. According to the Presidential Communications Office or PCO, the two leaders discussed the bilateral relations between the Philippines and Malaysia and important regional issues. The president said the Philippines is looking forward to keeping itself in constant communication with Malaysia on current events. Diplomatic relations between Malaysia and the Philippines started in 1959 with the establishment of the Philippine Legation in Kuala Lumpur. The Philippine Legation was formally instituted as a consulate on May 18, 1964, marking the formal establishment of relations. From the 25th to the 27th of July 2023, President Marcos made his state visit to Malaysia and had an audience with His Majesty Al-Sultan Abdullah Riyatuddin Al-Mustafa Billah Shah Ibni Al-Marhum Sultan Haji Ahmad Shah Al-Mustain Billah, who was then King Yang di Pertuan Agong the 16th of Malaysia. Malaysian Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim earlier visited the Philippines on March 1st and 2nd last year. The chief executive and Ibrahim engaged in cordial and productive discussions on bilateral cooperation spanning politics, security, economy, and people-to-people ties during their restricted and expanded bilateral meetings. Malaysia played an important role in establishing peace in Muslim Mindanao. Over the past several years, the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao or BARM region has made significant strides in building institutions for self-governance in accordance with the Bangsamoro Organic Law or BOL. The region is preparing for its local elections in 2025. There are an estimated 950,043 Filipinos living in peninsular Malaysia, Sabah, Sarawak, and Labuan, of which 628,450 are estimated to be undocumented and 321,593 are considered temporary migrants, including those on work and visit visas.
Dateline Malacañang.
Philippine President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. took to social media to greet his mother, former First Lady Imelda Romualdez Marcos, on her 95th birthday on Tuesday. In a social media post accompanied by a photo collage of him, his mother, and his children through the years, the president thanked his mom for teaching him and her grandchildren to be gracious, kind, and compassionate. The president's wife, First Lady Liza Araneta Marcos, also greeted her Mama Meldy on social media. The former First Lady was, for a week, hospitalized in March for mild pneumonia. She was born Imelda Remedios Visitacion Trinidad Romualdez to Vicente Orestes Romualdez and Remedios Trinidad in 1929. Imelda married Ferdinand Marcos Jr. in 1954 and became the First Lady of the Philippines at her husband's presidential inauguration on the 30th of December 1965.
Dateline Malacañang.
The Philippines Department of Foreign Affairs, or DFA, on Monday said Thailand's Minister of Foreign Affairs, Maris Sangiampongsa, will go on an official visit in the country on July 4th. The DFA said the visit is the first for Sangiampongsa since he assumed his position on May 3rd. DFA Secretary Enrique Manalo and Maris are expected to discuss bilateral areas of cooperation, including the proposed convening of the 6th meeting of the Philippines-Thailand Joint Commission on Bilateral Cooperation. They will also discuss regional and international issues of common concern, including the situation in the South China Sea, Myanmar, and Gaza. The Philippines and Thailand are celebrating their 75th anniversary of bilateral relations this year. The bilateral relations were established through the signing of a Treaty of Friendship in 1949.
Dateline Malacañang.
The Philippine Air Force, or PAF, on Monday demonstrated its capabilities in defending the country during the 77th anniversary of the PAF at the Basa Air Base in Pampanga Province. The celebration, which was witnessed by President Ferdinand Marcos Jr., started with a demonstration of the PAF's capabilities in taking over a territory that was controlled by enemy forces by utilizing FA-50 fighter jets, followed by A-29B Super Tucano aircraft. This was followed by the deployment of Black Hawk helicopters to unload Special Operations Forces. The PAF also demonstrated their Guided Precision Aerial Delivery System, or GPADS, in delivering supplies from the air, and Ground-Based Air Defense System against threats from the skies. The program ended with a final pass of 3 A-29B Super Tucano aircrafts that serves as a testament to the commitment of the PAF to protect the country.
Dateline Malacañang.
The Philippine government has used almost 1 billion pesos under the Department of Migrant Workers, or DMW's Action Fund, to assist distressed overseas Filipino workers, or OFWs, on the labor and legal cases. In a pre-State of the Nation address, or SONA briefing, DMW Secretary Hans Leo said around 43,000 OFWs have labor-related cases. Kakdak added that around 9,400 have court cases, or those that filed complaints against their employers of not paying them on time, or those being abused. Also included are cases that have been filed against them by their employers. The Secretary said the DMW is intensifying its programs and studying on how to fast-track the release of funds so that more OFWs can be helped. For 2024, around 2.8 billion pesos has been allotted by the government for its Action Fund.
Dateline Malacañang.
Still on the DMW, the Philippines Department of Migrant Workers, or DMW, has sent a delegation to Saudi Arabia to follow up on the benefits of overseas Filipino workers, or OFWs, who were affected by the closing of their companies in the country. The DMW's delegation was welcomed by Philippine Consul General to Jeddah, Edgar Thomas Auxilian. Migrant Workers Undersecretary Bernard Olalia arrived earlier in the country, while Migrant Workers Secretary Hans Leo Kakdak will follow shortly. There are around 1,500 Filipino workers who have already claimed their benefits from the closure of their companies. The Saudi government earlier assured that a fund was allotted for the back wages of the OFWs. To recall, a number of construction companies in Saudi Arabia have declared bankruptcy in 2015.
Dateline Malacañang.
Minimum wage earners in Metro Manila will get a bit of relief from the rising cost of living after the region's wage board approved a 35 peso hike in their daily salary. In a social media post Monday, the Regional Tripartite Wages and Productivity Board, National Capital Region, or RTWPB-NCR, said Wage Order Number NCR 25 was signed on June 27th and published Monday. The order will take effect 15 days after its publication. Upon its effectivity, the daily minimum pay for non-agriculture workers would be set at 645 pesos from the current 610 pesos. On the other hand, the daily minimum wage for workers in agriculture, both plantation and non-plantation, service, retail establishments employing 15 workers or less, and manufacturing establishments regularly employing less than 10 workers will be raised to 608 pesos from the current 573 pesos. Prior to the approval of the salary increase, 3 petitions were filed before the board asking for wage adjustments ranging from 597 pesos to 750 pesos by Unity for Wage Increase Now, St. Luke's Medical Center Employees Association, the Medical City Employees Association, St. Luke's Medical Center Global City Employees Union Independent, Manila Doctors Hospital Employees Association, and Pasig Labor Alliance for Democracy and Development. The RTWPB-NCR held 3 consultations, public hearings, with labor and management on May 23rd, June 4th, and June 20th in Quezon City. The last wage hike order in NCR was approved on July 16th, 2023, which set a 40 peso increase.
Dateline Malacañang.
And finally, the Philippine National Police, or PNP, announced several reshuffles in its ranks, with Police Major General Bernard Banac now heading the Area Police Command Western Mindanao, or APCWM. Banac briefly headed the Directorate for Police Community Relations, or DPCR, and will assume his new position at the helm of the APCWM effective Tuesday, July 2nd. The position is expected to earn him another star or a rank of Police Lieutenant General. Before the promotion, Banak served as Chief of the PNP Public Information Office or PIO, the Regional Director of Police Regional Office or PRO8, and the head of the Directorate for Plans and the Directorate for Information and Communications Technology Management or DICTM. He also served as the Director of the PNP's Elite Special Action Force, a position that makes him fit to his new post. Banak replaced Police Lieutenant General Jonel Estomo, who was named as the new commander of the APC Southern Luzon. Other senior officials that were assigned to various positions are Police Major General Mafelino Bazar, who will now take over as the Officer in Charge or OIC of the DICTM. Police Brigadier General Roderick Augustus Alba, also a former PNP PIO, was assigned as OIC of the DPCR. The post that will be vacated by Alba at the Directorate for Human Resources and Doctrine Development or DHRDD will be taken over by Police Brigadier General Jerich Royales. And finally, Police Brigadier General Neri Vincent Ignacio was named as Deputy Director of the Directorate for Comptrollership.
Dateline Malacañang.
Before we conclude our program, Radyo Pilipinas World Service of the Presidential Broadcast Service is heard over the following shortwave frequencies: 15.640 MHz, 17.820 MHz, and 12.010 MHz. You can also visit our Facebook page and YouTube channel at Radyo Pilipinas World Service. You will be able to hear and view our Filipino and English programs, including news updates here in the Philippines. Kindly subscribe, like, and share our posts as well. And that concludes this edition of Dateline Malacañang. For Radyo Pilipinas World Service, this is Leo Magpayo. Good day and stay safe.
From the Presidential Palace, Manila, Dateline Malacañang.